Now, next we've got Kent Bennett from VicForests. Kent, would you like to tell us a little bit about your role in the industry you work in and a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are today?
Yeah, no problem. So I work for VicForests, which in Victoria, that's the state-owned business which manages all the timber harvesting in Victoria. So it doesn't only manage the timber harvesting, but also the sale of that timber and the regrowth of the forest after we've harvested. So everything that harvests has to go through the full process so it's regenerated again. So that's what our business looks after. In terms of myself personally, my role is as a tactical planning forester, which sounds really technical, and aspects of it are, but ultimately it comes down to finding new areas that are suitable for timber harvesting. So there's a wide range of constraints that we have to look for, making sure that we minimise the amount of high conservation values that are present and making sure that it operationally will work, that we can get machines and trucks in and out of a particular area, as well as working with cultural values and historical values and all sorts of different things. So that's a bit about my role. It involves a little bit of computer work with GIS, spatial systems, and also verifying what that says with field work.
And tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, so this is my first sort of job within the industry. Prior to this, I went to university where I studied a Bachelor of Science at Melbourne Uni. Through that, there's various different majors which you can choose. I ended up doing a forest science major, which unfortunately they don't run anymore, but it's a lot of environmental science and botany related subjects. But I've also had a keen interest in the outdoors. So I've been involved in scouts since I was a very young age and always going hiking. So I guess that interest has fueled my desire to follow this pathway.
Wonderful. Kent, how are you making a difference and what advice would you give young people interested in pursuing a career in forestry?
Yeah, so I definitely feel like I'm making a difference. As I mentioned before, I'm finding the new areas. So we're the very start of the chain of sort of timber production. So without us, there is no native timber. So I think that's a massive difference. And the fact that we're in the timber shortage and there's issues in that space, that's a big aspect of how I'm making a difference. But even more locally within the business, I recently took on a training opportunity to learn our new GIS spatial technology system. So because I've done that training, I'm now teaching other people within the business. So that's a different aspect of what isn't considered normal work for me, but it definitely keeps things interesting. Was there a follow-up question or?
And what advice would you give a young person interested in your career and your industry?
So for a young person, I would say always double check the facts that you hear in the media. We get a lot of forestry industry. It does get a bad image painted about it, unfortunately, and a lot of the time it isn't true. If you get the opportunity to get a taste of the other side of the picture, take it, because you'll see that we are such a sustainable industry. Timber's a fantastic product, so diverse, and definitely something worth pursuing.
Indeed, yes. Without timber, without the fibres of timber, the houses we live in and the furniture that we sit in wouldn't exist. Thanks, Ken.